Well, good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Avi Hannon. Tim has the night off. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Siouxland, as the holiday celebrating the Irish has people wearing some green, including me, along with some partying like a parade, as it's our top story at 6. Right now, we're taking a live look at the annual St. Patrick's Day parade here in Sioux City, which is just starting at 6 o'clock. This is the 17th year of the bringing the Irish culture along with the community spirit to the downtown area. The parade route will go along historic 4th Street, starting at Iowa Street and ending at Nebraska Street. Normally, the parade ends at Water Street and the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, but due to traffic concerns, the parade will end at Nebraska Street. The parade is set to have plenty of floats that features community organizations, businesses, and musicians. We'll have more on that parade coming up tonight on KCAU News at 10. And with St. Patrick's Day upon us, law enforcement are reminding folks to drink responsibly this evening. According to the United States Department of Transportation, 74 people have died due to drunk driving during St. Patrick's Day back in 2022. To ensure drivers are safe, local and state officers are putting more vehicles on the road. Iowa State Patrol says with this year's St. Patrick's Day falling on a Monday, it's hard to tell how busy it will get.
I don't know if the bars will be your typical Friday, Saturday night crowd, but I think a lot of them are going to be earlier enough just because a lot of them have to work the next morning. You're still going to get some that will stay out late and probably didn't anticipate that part of it, but it'll be a busy afternoon and evening.
Trooper Yanef emphasizes if you grab a drink, either call a friend or get a rideshare service to get home. And today, Sioux City Council unanimously approved amending the service agreement with the Sioux City Marina dredging project. This means the agreement with Barcon Incorporated will increase and not exceed amount to $68,400. Back on February 10th, the agreement was approved to $59,900 to dredge the marina. The reason for the increase in the agreement is due to expanding the scope of service to including more greening, such as hauling and placement of existing spoils along the Missouri riverbank in order to create a more uniform slope. This will extend the completion date to April 4th, with sediment removal to be done to April 11th. And a Northwest Iowa County attorney is being remembered today by a board of supervisors. Earlier this morning, the Carroll County Board of Supervisors held a regular board meeting. The board unanimously voted to appoint Kurt Stagger as the assistant county attorney. Each member of the board also shared their memories of County Attorney John Worden, who passed away on Thursday. He was elected to the position back in 1998 and re-elected ever since.
I'll say I knew John from the business side, not the criminal side. And yeah, he was a plethora of knowledge when it came to county business. And so he missed.
And I know he loved his staff and he loved his children and his grandbabies. He never not talked about his grandbabies. So rest in peace, John, and thank you for the many years of service to Carroll County. The dedication was amazing.
And a visitation for Worden is set for tomorrow from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Sharp Funeral Home in Carroll. A mass of the Christian burial is scheduled for Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. at St. Lawrence Church, St. John Paul II Parish. Well, switching gears, checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Victor Perez for a look at the forecast. Victor?
Well, we're keeping an eye on a few things across the region as we see potential for severe weather with marginal severe thunderstorm chances covering southern and eastern portions of the viewing area, now extending into Siouxland, this is the Sioux City Metro as well, as we'll see that this is just the tip of the iceberg in a sense, as we'll be seeing that there is also potential for a winter storm as we see a winter storm watch issued across the region with strong winds and potentially heavy impactful snow for the morning hours of Wednesday. I'll let you know more about snow totals and when we'll start to see that snow with the full forecast. Back to you, Avia.
Well, thank you, Victor. And the city of Storm Lake, Iowa declared an emergency water conservation. City officials say it's after 2 water wells went out of service unexpectedly as of today. Repairs are being made as soon as the necessary parts arrive. Officials say everyone in the city will need to conserve water until further notice. This means residents are not allowed to wash their cars, fill outdoor swimming pools, and water their lawns and flower beds. We'll have more information on the water conservation in this story on our website at SiouxlandProud.com. And according to the Iowa Firefighters Association, there are more than 15,000 volunteer and career firefighters across the state. The Sioux City Community School District is continuing to encourage more students to pursue a passion in the profession. KCAU reporter Tyler Euchner spoke with a handful of students about what it takes to be a firefighter.
Thanks, Avia. Over the past 7 years, the Sioux City Career Academy has drawn hundreds of students into its fire science course, introducing the next generation of firefighters and paramedics.
Part of our goals and efforts are to get them comfortable with everything they're going to do in the fire service and prepare them to eventually get certified.
28 seniors are currently enrolled in the school's fire science classes, some following the same career as their relatives, while others are new to the field. One student says when he first joined the Career Academy, it wasn't what he expected at first.
Our first 2 classes that you have to take to become to go into firefighter 1, it's more in the classroom, more notes, more learning, just the little things that not a lot of people know.
While students say the classes have been fun and enjoyable, a handful agreed there's one subject that's hard to grasp.
I think I'd say the hazmat.
Yeah, hazmat.
The hazmat.
In hazmat, we have to memorize like symbols and placards and like just the big tanker trucks that you see driving on the interstate. We have to like memorize what the placard on that means, like the number on it, like it shows what's inside of it, and like it's just really hard to remember sometimes. It takes a lot of notes and like just like going over it again. Like I stay up some nights just when I'm bored, just reading it, making sure I know it all and all that.
However, all learning isn't just in the classroom. What better way to prepare students for the real world than walking roughly a mile from the Career Academy to Firehouse 1 while wearing a breathing apparatus?
I think the hardest part of it was trying to control your breathing and catch your breath.
At start, like when I put my pack on and all that, like it seemed pretty like easier than like what it could have been. But once I started going, like you started like getting tired and like you started sweating a little bit and you started like using your pack up a lot. Like once we got here, my low air alarm went off, so it means like I was running low on air because I used it all. You use the pack pretty quickly. It's tiring.
Over the past 3 years, the Sioux City Career Academy has annually seen more than 100 students sign up for the fire science classes, encouraging more people to serve communities that need them the most.
None of us are having enough firefighters, whether it's South Sioux, North Sioux, Sergeant Bluff. All of us love to see the youth come in. We need to find people that are going to be there to help all of our communities.
Sioux City Career Academy students will be back in the field later this month, this time learning how to properly put out fires. In the studio, Tyler Euchner, KCAU 9 News.
Well, thank you, Tyler. And a family-owned pharmacy in Kingsley, Iowa is undergoing new management. Kingsley Drug has been serving the community for more than 4 decades. The previous owners decided it was best to step down and sell it in order to spend more time with family. The previous owners made sure the new owner would continue to make the pharmacy local to the community.
She wanted to keep it as an independent pharmacy, kind of the small town grassroots, and just keep it in the community as opposed to selling to some corporation that might not have the community's best interest.
Coming up at 10, Case 9 reporter Chase Foy will have more on the new management of Kingsley Drug.